What's up, guys? It's July 4th with our NSL Weekly Podcast. Me and Rabbit have been very good at getting these in every week, Tuesdays at 9:30. We had a few people say they might join today. I know Magic probably is going to be coming in at some point. I don't know where Josh is. He's usually here. And Trending said he'll join us next week. I told him I didn't know how much time there would be this week because we do have a special guest here as announced. So before we get off on anything, let me say Rabbit has made our new banner. Go ahead and post that in the chat for y'all to check out. It's pretty sweet. And boom. And we got, as always, we choose 4 players, first-year players. And I thought Antoine Winfield and Justin Jefferson, Chase Young, and who's the other one? Justin. I was talking about him. Well, probably the 4 best players last year. So seemed like a good fit. I think Ayuk and CeeDee Lamb are probably pretty close as well, but we already had a wide receiver, so we appreciate that, Rabbit.
Yeah, man. My pleasure.
All right, and next thing up, we have East Coast Customs here, our sponsor. So we've been talking to y'all about him every week. We got the actual guy here. So first things first, from your mouth, we've heard it from Rabbit's mouth. What is it exactly that you're doing? What is it exactly you do?
We do like a break. So we basically will take we'll use the NFL as an example. There's 32 teams. We may sell like random spots to a hobby box or multiple hobby boxes, or we could even do it by divisions. But in gist, it basically just gives people a way to provide a little randomness, a little excitement, a little fun with the break, without having to spend $800 to go buy a hobby box or a pack. And we do allow for like team trading. So if you're a huge Vikings fan and you get, the Chargers or something like that, you're welcome to trade the teams, kind of allowing people team to pick up. We also do pick your team breaks. It'll be kind of tiered out based on, if they got a top tier rookie or something like that. Patrick Mahomes, team will be a little bit more. If they're kind of a bunch of scrubs like the Vikings, typically they're going to be a little bit cheaper. But just stuff like that. And we do personal packs. Like you can come in and buy that $800 hobby box if you want. We'll do personal packs. We've kind of not my forte, but a lot of people are into it. We do Pokemons, which I love, Star Wars, Mandalorian. We just really into any type of trading cards right now. Pokemon is actually having their 25th year celebration, releases this week. So that you'll see chubby guys like me fighting in Walmart for boxes. So we just try to kind of add a little bit of a different spill on it. So
oh, come on. We just want to see you do some live Pokemon breaks. That's all.
Well, my Riley, whenever she gets back, she is actually wanting to do the celebrations box because it's the 25th. I've done personals for people, but I had to get them to tell me, what do you need to sleeve? What do you top load? So, but I know more about it than I did a year ago, which was nothing. Now I just know that you're looking for Charizard and Pikachu. So.
About the Star Wars cards, what are some specials in there?
Chuck actually got one of the better ones in the Mandalorian sets, probably one of the better cards you can get. But Star Wars, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but this stuff is just gone absurd. I guess the COVID on steroids just manufactured that, that setting at home, not a lot else to do besides pick up old good habits, and just with last year's probably across the board, from hockey to NFL to NBA to baseball, you probably had across the board. You probably had the best rookie classes ever. From Zion to Herbert to Lafreniere to as far as hype-wise goes, one of the, just across all sports, Robo, there's some historically great prospects that were rookies, and that combined with COVID just sent everything through the roof. So,
yeah, that's what drives a lot of it is folks, trying to get those rookie cards. That's usually the most sought after teams. If it is a buy your own team, those are going to be your most expensive ones. Those that have the bigger rookies on them, and hoping to get some of those rookies. Your base rookies are an okay card, but your parallels, ones that are numbered, and autographed or patches, that's what really drives your increase there. And what Scottie's talking about, the Star Wars, that is a printing sale. Actually, the plate that actually prints all the cards, it's a
Oh man.
1 of 1. It's a 1 of 1, and the director actually voices this character IG-11 from The Mandalorian, and he signed that. So yeah, definitely
Cool.
at least a couple $1,000s there probably, but that's what drives almost all of them, at least in my opinion, is the autographs and the things that parallels where you've got numbered cards, numbered to 1 to 5 to 10, whatever. That's what drives the prices of them up.
On those number cards, if you
I
have
just
the number of the jersey the guy's wearing, that's big deal, right?
Yeah, it actually helps. Yeah, probably 10%, 15%.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, the one of 99 is up there too. Like that first, I have no clue as why the one's different, but the one that seems to pull a little more than the 73rd one.
So what's Justin Jefferson rookie cards looking like? They went up pretty high last year.
Yeah, I mean, just don't don't record this or anything, but I've been on. Jefferson's the best rookie wide receiver I've seen since Moss, and he's really good, and I think a lot of people are catching on to that. But no, his stuff's been up since probably the fourth, fifth game of last year. He had to, what he said, basically he didn't get to play a lot of first couple games. Then the third
Yeah.
game come in, and he basically torched the league from that point on. So
Yeah, we actually saw somebody pull a nice patch of his. I think it was numbered in the 20s, and he ended up selling it before he went off and didn't get near as much as he could have if he would have held on to it. I'm pretty sure that's what Chad did last year. So
we actually had to hit a bunch. We had a Genesis, which is like a super short print Justin Jefferson. We actually had a lot of local Justin Jefferson cards last year. First couple weeks, it wasn't that big of a deal, but once he started putting on the show, it definitely, I mean, like I said earlier, it's so fluid. I mean, from game to game, like 3 weeks ago, you couldn't have bought Justin Fields. Previous week, you couldn't give his cards away, and now it's back to somewhere in the middle. So it's very, very fluid. So, which is one of the parts I love about it, right? Like, nobody probably watches more sports across the board, underwater polo. I was up at 4 a.m. watching my daughter's soccer game. Just whatever. It doesn't matter if there's a ball or a scoreboard or a puck, or I'm watching. So, and it kind of allows you to, I'm on my instincts on sports are right a lot more than they're wrong. So it's been beneficial. Chuck knows me as the 2-time champion in fantasy football. I mean, calls me the Wizard of Wilkes. So,
I don't think anyone calls you the Wizard of Wilkes, Scottie.
Well, I think I heard that. So I heard someone say that.
People are saying. People are
that's
saying
what I
you're the
heard.
Wizard.
So.
Well, just as in anything, it takes a lot of luck too, and you definitely have that on your side as well. But Scottie is a formidable fantasy player, but he's got a good eye for who's going to be good, and he's right. Buying cards when they're low and getting what you can when they're down in that rut, when you've got a good feeling that player is going to be good, is definitely where it's at.
Well, again, we've all collected football cards when we were younger. It just seems like something fun to like you said, pass the time right now. But even so, I think collectibles are going up across the board right now. So, and going forward in the future, as I remember, I had my baseball collection and my football collection growing up, and they're all fun. Who's the so who would you say is the best rookie quarterback coming out? Who do you got your eye on there?
This year in the NFL?
Yeah. I know none of them have looked great, but do you think one of them has the ability to turn around?
3 years ago, I would have picked Trevor Lawrence, but now I've come to the conclusion that the NFL is a system-based league. You're not going to have a good quarterback, and as painful as it is to say, probably the best system around him right now is Lance or Jones, right? Like the best structure around him. So I probably would go with Jones just because Chuck knows this. I thought he was the second best quarterback coming out. I was giving Chuck shit. Yeah, I thought he was the second best quarterback coming out. And I think he has all the pieces around him. Like, he looked great against the Bucks, right? Like, what do you have, 74% completion ratio? He's just it's him or Lance, and I would lean towards him just because Lance's lack of reps in college kind of scares me. But he does have a great system around him. Matt Nagy and old thumb in the bum, Urban Meyer. I like Wilson, but again, I don't think they have. I think they have good defensive minds around him, but that don't really help you as the quarterback. So
yeah, that's
I think Zach.
Thanks, what?
Go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
Go ahead, July.
Oh,
yeah, I was just gonna say the same. That I think that Zach Wilson, who I thought was probably the best coming out, unfortunately, hopefully he doesn't toil behind a bad Jets team for too long. And I'm a big Saleh fan, and hopefully he's got the people around him to help them out. It was good to see them get their first win, but it's the same thing. Obviously, I'm a Trey homer, so I'm going to think Trey as well because he's got the pieces around him. It's just if we can keep some running backs healthy and get a run game going, that's what's really hurt us so far this year. We can't get that really going outside of the first couple of games. It's hard to set up all the play action and everything. But, Mac Jones, you can't the tape doesn't lie. He did play a good game versus Bucks and, just barely lost to Brady. But
yeah, that would have been huge if his heir apparent beat him. I know Brady's happy that guy missed that field goal.
Definitely better, in my opinion.
You think Mac Jones is better than Brady right now?
Well, in that game, not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Brady has definitely started, I think, to show his age just a little bit this year, and towards the end of last year. My opinion, I agree. I was agreeing with you. I think the system has a lot to do with it. More than anything, I think that's always been shown in the past. A lot of the guys that'll trade up for quarterbacks, meaning they've already been they're drafting in the 20s and 30s, and they get a quarterback. It works out a lot more than people picking first overall. These first overall picks become busts. Me personally, I think Urban Meyer has a chance to ruin Trevor Lawrence right now. That whole Jacksonville situation, I think they need to find a way to get him for get his contract off the books for, I don't remember what the clause is, but where he's detrimental to the team and move on. As soon as the man said it's like playing Alabama every week, you knew it was shot. You can't have the players hear something like that. What are your thoughts on the Urban situation, man?
I don't know. Have you guys actually seen the thumb in the bum video?
Yeah.
It's definitely, and I don't know. I mean, I realize that, these guys have a personal life, but you can't be a face of a franchise. Like, and for damn sure it's your own restaurant, like no cameras. Like, if you're going to do that stuff, it just a lack of incompetency, just situational awareness. Like you've done show me that you're not the leader that we need. We all need to move on with our life. There's just no way that I could go forward with him as a coach. I'm not saying that all those guys are, not, but just be smarter than that. Don't put yourself in that situation.
He also didn't fly back with the team after a loss, which apparently every player that was talking on any talk show today is just absolutely unheard of. Not flying back with the team after a win or a loss, but especially after a loss. So that's kind of unusual. But they had some stuff coming out today where he tried to apologize. They canceled meetings yesterday, and the players were kind of mad about that. Like, we're still trying to win football games. You're canceling meetings because you're,
Partying.
yeah. And then he apologized to the team, but he did it in a weird way. He did it to positional groups, and then he kind of like said it was just a random girl trying to dance on him. And like, if you're a leader, you gotta get everybody up together. You gotta put the video up on the board. You gotta listen. I make a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. I want you guys to forgive me, and let's go on to Tennessee. That's all you had to say. You don't go in there and dilly
He's
down.
had a history of this.
Do what?
He's had a history of this, right? Like, of issues coming up on the team, not being a man, not facing it. Like, this is a long, between the strength and conditioning coach, this is a pattern of behavior. It's not a one-off incident. Like, this is kind of what he does. He tries to play it out, make it look like it's really not an issue. It's just, I messed up. Let's move on. It just like he tries to hit him with the alternate reality, and like, dude, I just seen you. Like I don't know what else to tell you. Like, my eyes ain't lying. Like,
yeah, I agree with that. Hey, Josh is here. What's up, Josh? Then he doesn't hear us. Yeah, I agree with you. I looked it up. He's the only NFL head coach without any previous NFL experience coming from the college that I could find in any recent history. And I think that has a lot to do with how he's approaching this season. He hired Darrell Bevel, who, let's be honest, isn't the best offensive coordinator. I don't understand the thought of that. And then you hired the Rams defensive line coach as your defense coordinator. Dude's never called plays before. It's just, you just got inexperience all around the place. And then a coach who isn't focused on winning, despite the fact that he says he gets sick if he loses. What about you, Rabbit? You think it's time to let him go? You think?
Yeah, I think if I'll keep on calling him Shaka Khan, Mr. Khan, the owner down there. I think if he had an easy way on the wallet to get rid of him, he probably would have. I think the fact that he's probably got a big payout if he was to cut and run today is probably keeping it in there. I know he released some sort of statement, trying to say that Urban knows that he messed up and he's going to do better and we're going to hold him accountable, blah, blah, blah. But we'll see. I mean, if anything, he'll probably, if he doesn't mess up again, he'll have a couple years there and then they'll jettison him. But it might be too late for Trevor by then. They definitely should have just cut it there and ran. But, we'll see.
All right. We'll get Josh, you here yet? No? All right, we're going to go kind of pivot back towards the league here a little bit. The scouting update should be out on the 15th. We've heard some things, whether or not it's definitely coming. We've heard it's in EA testing, and then it's got to pass through the Xbox and Microsoft testing. We should be starting here within hopefully the next 2 weeks and get it going. That being said, we have what we're going to do this year. East Coast Breaks is sponsoring us, so we decided to take what they're sponsoring with us, and we're going to take a season. And if you play 14 out of the 17 games, not including any ones that are not your fault. So if somebody says, hey, I can't play, you get the force one. That doesn't count against you. But if you play 14 of your 17 games that you can, that does not include misscheduling. If you misschedule, that's on you. Like if you just can't schedule at the time. But if you get a force win because of them, that counts. But if you can play 14 games, they're going to put you into a pool. And then that pool will be getting some breaks here from East Coast Breaks. And as you saw, Rabbit got a nice little Star Wars break. Might make a little nice something. Rabbit is going to be the one divvying up who is where and all that. So we'll give you more on that later, but it's going to be based on the seasons so that we can get it all together and get the best possible prizes. So, Rabbit, what are you got any things to say about that?
Yeah, we'll iron out the details as we get there. But my thinking is, anyone that meets that threshold of 14 plus games played, and it's not going to be like July said. We just got to reiterate, it's not going to be, well, our schedules didn't match up, so it shouldn't count against me. Sorry. If they're out of town and you get a forced win, that's one thing. But if we see a game not played and there's no kind of force there, that's going to count against you. But let's say at the end of the year we've got 8 teams that are that have hit that. Hopefully it's a lot more than that. But depending on that number, I'm thinking, putting everybody into a break. If there's 16 teams, then and we do a football break, every team, every player would get 2 teams. So when we do the break, whatever cards come out of that from those 2 teams would be what you get. Everyone that's familiar with breaks, that's kind of how they work. Randomize teams off, and then you get any cards associated with those teams. So we're looking to do something similar along those lines, kind of use our sponsorship money to give back to you, as well as to get some benefit for Scottie there. And we just want you guys to check him out at eastcoastbreaks.net, soon to be.com. That should be this month, right, Scottie? Shouldn't you be getting that domain soon here?
Yeah, I already have the domain secured, but
Nice.
it's finding a website designer. Like, I can do the whole Wix and all that stuff, but I want something that's fully Java based or HTML based, and it's rather expensive, but the money is not the issue at this point. It's actually finding someone that wants to do it. So
right. So yeah, that's kind of what we're thinking there. But you guys be sure and go check out Scottie at eastcoastbreaks.net, and look and see what breaks they've got going, or if you're looking for certain packs or things, you can purchase that, and usually he'll hop on and break it for you right there if it's a personal pack. And of course, with the team breaks, you got to wait till it fills up. So if there's 10 spots and you get spot number 2, you got to wait till the next 8 people come. But very good about reaching out, tagging you on Facebook or whatever it may be to let people know that a break's coming up. So
yeah, what's y'all's most popular breaks right now? Is it the team breaks?
yeah, it's probably just the random team breaks. We do a lot of, which we do some really high end breaks, but typically the under $20 random team breaks. I mean, those sell out usually in a couple hours. So in football right now, it's still hot, but you have hockey and basketball starting back up. But basketball's typically over a year's period is probably the hottest product. So
You ever broke something that that hurt really bad to send away?
oh yeah, for sure. Every Xylon that I get out of a pack it's a little piece of me dies on the inside. So, but no, I'll usually, if there's a card I want, like when we first started, like it was really, really tough not to open stuff. Like I can't express. And then I went on like this hockey opening binge. And that was the end of it. Like I guess I got it all out of my system now. That hell, I don't even think about it. But if somebody hits a card that I like, I'll tell them like, look, it's going for this on eBay. I'll give you this. Do you want to do that or not? About half of them, yeah, sure, let's do it. Or the other half, like, nah, personal collection stuff. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. I get to open cards for people without spending the money, unless it's a player that I PC, and that's really all I buy now is Juan Soto's for baseball, Zion. There is 2 or 3 in soccer, Lafreniere in hockey. He's going to have a big season. He's going to have a big season this year, Chuck.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'm a big Soto fan. I probably have more Sotos than I do Zions, but we'll change that over this year. So
I just had a fire sale over in Washington.
Yep. They definitely moved some things around there, but the way the roster was constructed, they weren't going to win anything of a meaning at this point, anyways. And they got a lot of borderline ready prospects back, so hopefully it'll be a quick rebuild versus 5-6 years, hopefully a couple years at most. So
That's true. So you play Madden anymore still?
Yeah, I still ish not. I play in another league that we kind of sponsor. Is Sofa Kings. I played with them last year, but I hated Madden, and literally the only game I never played one game that wasn't a league game. Like nothing. Like all year long, I never played a game that wasn't a league game, and that's just. I played for like 2 seasons. I was like I dread getting on playing like that. So I'm gonna just bow out. So, but this year's Madden is better than last year's. I don't know how much that means, but it is better. So hopefully a few patches can get things headed in the right direction. I do kind of like the feel of the game. I thought it was super arcadey last year. Feels a little bit better this year. So hopefully they can improve some stuff. Got cute feet.
Yeah. Josh wants to talk. I don't know how to mute him.
Son of a bitch.
There he is.
Josh, what you got to
That's
say,
what
man?
happens when you're late. You get put in the penalty box.
Yep.
I know my phone. Sorry.
What questions you got, Josh, for these breaks?
Oh man, I can't wait to do some breaks. I think I entered in like 40 to 50 breaks the month of July. So I have a gambling problem, and I can't wait to unleash it with East Coast breaks. I'm a personal collector. I collect the Broncos. So I need some Patrick Surtain rookie cards. I need some Javonte Williams rookie cards. I need it all. I gotta have every color, 2 of those.
Yeah, got quite a bit of Javonte. So no cert. I know a couple autographs of his that we've got. No Surtans yet, but
Yeah, I collect the optic rated.
Do what? He muted himself again. All right. I think that's about all we have. Like I said, we just left the whole thing. That's all I got. Rabbit, you got anything?
Nope. Just thanks to Scottie for coming on. Appreciate your sponsorship and looking forward to some breaks for the league for those that are committed to getting all the games in. And you guys go and check him out and get in some of his breaks as well. And good luck to you if you do.
EastCoastBreaks.net. Like I said, we'll have it in the. You've been putting them in the YouTube videos, right? The bottom.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
If you're not a part of a league, you're watching this just to watch it. Hey, feel free to go check them out, anyways, or hit us up for the league. Maybe we'll have a spot for you. But either way, East Coast Breaks seems like a fun way to spend your pastime. Cheap way to get some your team tickets or your team cards. Hopefully, if you can get your team. The funniest card I have a Brock Lesnar rookie Vikings card.
Nice.
So
yeah, they even do UFC stuff. So I mean, there's no. I seen a company coming out with like these e-gaming cards, or like people that do e-gaming. Like they're like some company has started putting out their card like autographed, and I was like, all right, there's no realm that we're going to be like loggers, like.
Right.
James Johnson Logger, Wilkes County autograph card. So,
Gotta have it.
yep. So,
is there a card, like, is there a sport that you wouldn't think people collect as much as they do? Like, is there just, or even a card deck that you're like very surprised people are after heavily?
Well, the biggest one for me is like soccer. Soccer is bigger than. It's basically the biggest sport it's a niche group, right? Like on eBay and stuff like that. Like I could say it here on my stream and talk about soccer boxes till I fell over dead. And nobody outside of me would buy them. But you throw it up on eBay, gone. Like it's just, it's just that. It's just funny to see what like each culture is. That much more avid in it. Hockey's another one. It's not quite that big, but it's, once it's Canada and the Northeast. That's where we ship all that stuff to. So, and it's
What's
where
bigger
hockey is kind of a worldwide sport. So,
what's bigger in cards right now, football or baseball?
Football, baseball is kind of strong. It was a horrible rookie year this year. So, and football, as far as on paper, it should have been one of the best quarterback classes ever. Now that's not transpired throughout the season, but you had 5 first rounders. So
How do you feel about the cards that you buy that are like moments?
the digital, I tried to get into that when it first come out, and it kind of, I guess, it was really like you had to get like these lottery queues. It would be like a 80,000 queue, and they'd hand out like 3,000 of the moments. And I did get in, bought a few of the Zions, but it seems to have really, really died off in the last couple of months. Like that's what, So I guess it's kind of fortunate that I couldn't get into it, couldn't get the product, because it really has, the bottom has absolutely fell out of that. I think they call it what, NFT or something like that.
Non-fungible tokens.
Yeah.
So
I was curious how a card collector would view those in the long run, because I thought it was more of a niche thing that was probably going to go away. The fact that you can watch this thing on YouTube kind of kills the whole experience. You can, with a card, you have the card, you see an autograph, you can transfer it to your grandson, however you want to do it in the future. So I always thought cards would probably never be replaced by that, despite what they were trying to sell us.
Yeah, it was absurd when it first came out. Like they had the Top Shots had the first edition packs that you could buy, the digital packs for $9. They were selling for about $800 a pack.
Wow.
Now you'd be lucky to get 8. Like you'd be lucky basically just to get your money back at this point. So that's how much it's fell down. So.
Oh, that's cool. All right. That's all I have. Rabbit, you're good to go too?
Yep. Thanks for coming on, Scotty. We'll have you back another day, pal.
I appreciate it, guys.
All right.
Yep.
Peace.
See y'all.